Mic down. Perfect.
All right. Good evening and welcome back to the 2020 PGA Championship here at TPC Harding Park in San Francisco. We're really pleased to be joined by Collin Morikawa, who closed with a 6 under 64 today, finished the championship 13 under par with a 4-day total of 267. Congratulations, Collin. Emotionally, how are you processing winning the PGA in just your second career starting a major at the ripe old age of 23? I mean, that's a remarkable achievement no matter what way you slice it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know. I'm on cloud nine. I don't know about you guys, but yeah, you know, I've believed in myself since day one, and I've said it. When we sat down, I specifically remember at Travelers, the four of us, me, Wolf, Victor, and Justin Suh, and I just told everyone, you know, all four of us, and obviously we've all had some pretty good paths. Justin struggling a little bit, but we all believed since day one that we can do this. And, you know, I haven't let up from that. I feel very comfortable in this position, but it was going to take a very, very good round today. And I knew with the leaderboard, the way it was looking and everyone out there, you just had to play well. You know, it's you either win or you lose. And, you know, I got off to a little shaky start, made the putt on one, and, you know, went full steam ahead there.
All right, we're going to answer some questions both on site and remotely, but we're going to start at microphone number 1. Can you identify yourself and your media outlet, sir?
Yes, Stephen Curry with Underrated Media. I'm just working title, just started about an hour ago. Question for you around you coming down the stretch in the back nine of a major. Everybody knows, you know, that's the moment that you go take it. Are you a leaderboard watcher? Did you know where you were? Like, what's your mindset in that moment, you know, the last 2.5 hours of your round?
Steph, you mind taking off your hat? I think everyone just wants to see
I'm right here.
Yeah, there you go. Wow, that's amazing, man. No, it's fun to see you. I saw you out there on 9, and my caddy's a huge Warriors fan. I think you heard him. I'm not. I'm a LA boy at heart. But yeah,
respect.
You know, I do look at leaderboards. You know, I want to know where I'm at. Why not? I don't think it affects me. I think it's good to know where you're at. I don't want to be coming down 18 knowing I need to make par and trying to force a birdie or doing something stupid. So yeah, you know, when I looked on 12, and you know, there was a party of us at 10 under, and someone was going to separate themselves. You know, especially with 16 gettable pins, 14, 15. But you know, I knew where I stood. Stepping on 16T, I knew I had a good shot. I had to hit a good shot. Tied with Paul after he just made birdie, and you know, yeah, what a drive that was on 16.
Quick follow-up. I'm free for the next 3 months. If you need a caddy or replacement,
okay,
JJ,
perfect.
I know JJ's a great guy, but if you need him, I'm available.
Perfect. I can't wait. I want to see your game. Cam was talking about. He played with you at Stonebreak a couple years ago.
You upgraded his playing partner status, so yes, 100%.
For sure.
Congratulations, though.
Thank you. I
Big
appreciate
time.
that.
Major champ.
Good seeing you, man.
All right, let's get to the professionals. Let's go to
That
number
was
2.
pretty cool, right?
Let's go to microphone number 2. Jeff.
All right, Collin, can you just take us through everything related to 16, kind of what your game plan was all week, and then just your mindset today and exactly where you were in your mind in the tournament when you got on that tee?
Yeah. By Wednesday night, I had no plans on going for 16 at all. I told Colt Knost. He saw me Wednesday afternoon practicing on there, and he asked me if I was ever going to go for it. Told him a quick no. It's too much into the wind. Why go for it? I didn't think the pin was going to be where it was. You know, my caddy, it was like 278 to the front. And just a good drive for me is going to land just short of that in this weather. It's going to bounce on up. So, you know, he looked at me, he counted it off and asked me what I wanted to do. I told him, let's hit a good drive. And I kind of thought back at 14 at Muirfield. You know, what's different between 14 and Muirfield and this shot? Similar numbers. Wind was a little left, kind of into me, but I knew I had to hit a good one. And stepped up, you know, and those are moments I'm always going to remember. Hit it. JJ actually walked in the tee, and he never really does that. He was talking to the ball a bunch. I don't really talk to it too much, but we were both kind of screaming at it to get a good bounce. And we obviously got a very good bounce, and, you know, you just have to capitalize on those shots.
Let's go to number 3, Sam.
Congratulations, Collin.
Thank you.
You got in some trouble early. On number 1, you spun back into the bunker and then made that long putt to save par. And then on 6, you were sort of trapped on the left side in the trees to the other rough on the right side and then made save par. What were you thinking when you made those par putts? Did you feel like this might be your day? Even when you were in trouble, you were able to get out of it?
Yeah, I mean, those are huge, especially for me. When I make a putt like that, I feel like I can make anything on the golf course. So for me, it was just like, let's get the ball on the green and give myself a chance for putt at birdie or par, whatever it is. The one was huge. 6, yeah, it was big. But one was big because, a bunch of guys I'm sure were making birdie on one. I don't want to start off with a bogey in, final round of a major championship. So, I stepped up. I felt comfortable over the putter today and rolled it right in.
All right, let's shoot over to Ron.
Congratulations, Collin.
Thank you.
Can you describe sort of the emotion of today? I mean, you talked yesterday about feeling more comfortable over these last couple of months as you get in these situations. But not only did you end up in contention at a major on Sunday, but a major with 7 guys tied for the lead and just sort of this very crazy, tense atmosphere. How did you stay calm, and how much does JJ help that? I know Rick Sessinghouse has talked about how helpful JJ is as a caddy who's sort of been around before.
Yeah, no, I mean, this is the first time where I've been around a leaderboard that crowded. So many guys, out there trying to make birdies. We're all tied for the lead, whatever it is, one back, especially in the closing holes out here. They're not easy. We got a little fortunate with some pin locations today coming down the stretch. But JJ's huge. JJ, I'm so lucky. I'm so happy to have him on the bag. Thank you, Ryan Moore, for not keeping him. But he, not just as a caddy, but as a person I can talk to on the course and just keep it comfortable. He knows what to say, when to say it. He has figured out my game and what kind of player I am, what I need to know, what I don't need to know. And, it's as simple as that. I'm very lucky to have him. He, I brought him in for the last 3 holes, 16, 17, 18, to help me read him. Because, and I think I'm going to do that all the time, especially coming down the stretch, because it doesn't hurt. He knows how my mind works and what, we're going to see together. He's not just saying stuff just to say it. So I'm very lucky to have him on the bag.
Shift over to Bob on 5.
Nice job. Congrats. On the tee shot on 16, did you hear anything? Were there any cheers, clapping at all up there? Anything that gave you an indication it was close? And also, can you imagine what the reaction might have been like had that been a green, in normal times?
Yeah, no, I wish this is the one time I really wish there were crowds right there. No, so, I was just praying for a straight bounce short of the green, onto the green. And then after it bounced, it kind of got behind a tree that we couldn't see on the corner. So once it bounced, I was like, okay, I will take it anywhere it is because it is on the green, whether it's short, long. And then I kind of peeked around right at the tee and I looked around the tree, and it looked really, really good. So, I heard some claps, obviously not a ton. Yeah. But, claps could mean I'm on the green and, I've got 50 feet. But walking up, I knew it was right above the tier, and you had to make it. I had to make that putt. 2 strokes is a lot different than 1 stroke coming down 18.
Thanks.
All right, let's zoom out to Michael Bamberger. Michael, you're up, sir.
Thank you very much. Hi, Collin. This PGA will be remembered for a lot of things. Your win, of course, but also because it was played on a public course on the West Coast, with those of us on the East Coast watching at night. Could you imagine a steady diet of these public courses, PGA championships on public courses on the West Coast? Yeah,
of course. I mean, I love the West Coast. I think there's a ton of great public courses around. I grew up playing some public courses around, the area where I grew up in LA. And, you look at TPC Harding Park and, winning scores at 13. And I think everyone enjoys watching leaderboards like this that are bunched. You don't want to see, yes, it'd be nice to be on the other end of, leading by 7, whatever it is. But it's exciting. This is what fans want to see. They want to see who's going to step up, who's going to hit that really good shot towards the end, coming down the stretch, whether it's 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, whatever it is. And Harding Park showed its teeth. It brought every range of player out here. You saw a lot of big hitters, just bomb driver out here, still in the rough. But the rough was tough. This is some of the thickest rough I've seen for a while. So I had to get used to it. But, you can make courses like this that have really good routes, some somewhat challenging greens here and there, and make them tough. We're not shooting 20-something under par, and it shows you that there are a lot of good public courses out there that still test us every single day.
If you don't mind a quick follow-up, could you mention Rancho Park in Los Angeles being fixed up like Harding Park has been?
I don't have a really good recollection of Rancho Park, but no, I'm guessing.
All right, let's zoom out to Lucas. Lucas, you are up, sir. Go ahead.
Hey, Collin, congratulations on the win. I want to go back to the chip in on 14. First, what were you thinking about the iron shots that missed the green on 13 and 14? And did you think that chip in was a turning point for you going forward in the championship?
Yeah, 13, I just didn't hit it well. It was a really weird swing. It never really I never felt the ball. I knew it was a bad shot. 15 I hit all right, 12 I hit all right, 13, and then we go to 14, and on 14 I had 9-iron. Ball's a little above my feet, a little uphill stance, and when you don't hit it well out here in the thick air, cold, windy, the ball's even going to go shorter. And I had to step on a 9-iron on that hole on 14, and I just never got a hold of it. On the chip shot, I think that was a huge turning point. That kind of separated me. Going into 15, I had really good feels from it, especially from yesterday. I hit a really good 3-wood, hit a really good wedge. So I knew I could hold up a 3-wood against the left to right wind. Felt very comfortable with it. Hit a pretty good approach shot, I'd say, and then left the putt just short. But yeah, that was a huge turning point on 14. It was one of those chips where I stepped over it and I was like, this is going in. This chip just feels like it's going to go in. And actually, when I hit it, I didn't think it was going to go in. I almost started stepping forward because I thought it was going to be a little short right, and you just got a couple extra rolls, and there you go, you're making birdie.
All right, zooming out to Daniel Rappaport. Daniel, you are up, sir.
Yeah, hey, Colin, congratulations. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can. You're good.
You entered the week 164th in strokes gained putting, and you led the field this week in strokes gained putting. What's behind the turnaround?
Yeah, my caddy mentioned, gave me some advice after the second round last week in Memphis, and I think if you look at my putting stats, for me, if normally if I'm putting around 0, I'm very happy. But the last 2 days in Memphis, I thought I made huge strides. This week, I just kept that going, and a couple of little adjustments in the setup, and that paid huge dividends for me. Just feeling a little more comfortable over the ball, getting my head where it should be, and just being able to putt and really react to the target from there.
All right, we're going to zoom out to Mark. You're live. Go ahead, Mark.
Hey, Collin, congratulations. I have 2 questions. One, a simple one. What was your number on 16? What was the actual distance with the driver there?
I want to say it was 278 front, 294 hole. My ball went 291, exactly how I played it. It just had to be a normal driver for me. I didn't have to do anything special. Thankfully, I don't hit it 330.
And just secondly, you had mentioned, I think it was in the award ceremony or in and around there right after it was over, that you've got a taste of this now. Can you expand on this a little bit? And are you prepared, which I think you are, for the scrutiny, or not the scrutiny, but the spotlight that's now on you, having 3 wins, 2 wins this year already, and a major already at age 23?
Yeah.
How you handle it?
Yeah, I mean, I love talking to you guys, whatever you guys say. I love hearing what you guys have to critique, or whatever it is. It's all for me to take in and filter out what I need or what I don't need. That's just kind of who I am. But yeah, I feel very comfortable in this spot. And when I woke up today, I was like, this is meant to be. This is where I feel very comfortable. This is where I want to be. And I'm not scared from it. I think if I was scared from it, the last few holes would have been a little different. But you want to be in this position. And for me, like you said, like I, mentioned earlier, is, it doesn't stop here. I got a very good taste of what this is like, what a major championship is like. I really do miss the fans. I know, we all had to have some type of adjustment not having fans. And when fans do start coming back, hopefully, at some point, it's going to be an adjustment. But this is where I want to be. And, I love it. So, the majors are going to be circled in just like everyone else. But I got to focus on every single week. I'm trying to win every single week. I'm not trying to come out and just win the majors. I'm 23. This is my first full year. This isn't even a full year, with everything going on. But yeah, I love golf. I love every part of it. I love being in this position. I love just being able to come out here and play with a bunch of guys that love the sport too. And that's why, I think I love being in this position.
Stay on campus. Let's go to Ron on 1.
Excuse the provincialism here a little bit, but you had your Cal golf on the yardage book, that cover.
Yeah.
Can you speak to just sort of how those 4 years there and living in the Bay Area sort of shaped who you are, both as a golfer and as a person?
Yeah, I think growing up in LA and then coming out to Berkeley, especially where I grew up in LA, very different. Just everything, walks of life, everything, every part about it was very different, and that was kind of eye-opening. But it just got me to open up and have some fun, and being out here in the Bay, I was very fortunate, with the coaches, with the people supporting, the donors, whatever it was, everyone that helped me get to the point of graduating. I couldn't be more thankful for them because they set that foundation for me to, achieve my goals. One of those reasons, you look at the guys like Max Homa, Michael Kim, Brandon Hagee, they were a big part of why I went to Cal. What they did in that 2012-2013 season was special. Yeah, they didn't win it, but for a regular season team, I'd say they're right up there being one of the best. So yeah, San Francisco is always going to be my second home. I didn't realize how much I actually missed this area. It's very crowded. I don't like the one-way streets at all. But being in this weather, being away from 95 degrees, 100 degrees in Vegas, 95% humidity with just sweating before you even get to the tee. Yeah, I do miss it, and it's going to be very special winning my first one here at Harding Park.
Let's go to number 4.
Yeah, quick fact check and a question. Did you participate in the Berkeley commencement of May 2019?
I was, yep. I was there.
And then 2 weeks later, you're in Canada debuting on the tour, right?
Yeah, so, I'm pretty sure I went to graduation, and then I had my the Ben Hogan Award at Colonial, where I finished runner-up 3 years in a row, 2 years of the Hogan Award, and obviously what happened this year.
And if you can remember all the way back to Canada that far back.
Yep, I got you.
What you expected of yourself, what you thought of yourself. It sounds like from some things you said that you might have thought this was possible already.
There's no expectations. They're all goals. Expectations are what you guys put on me, and that is what I filter out. That is what I don't hear, because I've set goals. And last year the goal obviously was to get some type of status, but to learn from it. I had dinner with Justin Thomas, and I was very fortunate through my agent and everything, to have dinner with him that week. And he told me, if you're good enough, you're going to be out here at some point. And I already felt good enough. I just had to have the starts. I had to have those opportunities. And I was like, why not take advantage of these? I was able to have 1 Korn Ferry start as an amateur and 2 PGA Tour starts as an amateur. And I learned a lot from them. I actually learned more from my missed cut than losing in a playoff on the Korn Ferry event, just because you're able to learn so much in a short amount of time. And I was very lucky to have those starts. But starting from Canada, obviously JJ was on the bag. It was very new for me. We had got through sectionals the Monday before. We didn't even know Canada was an option. He did not have his passport, so he had to come out Wednesday and end up caddying for me. And I'm sure he was wondering what kind of player I was going to be. But yeah, Canada from the start, I felt very comfortable. But there's a different sense of comfort now.
All right, we're going to zoom out to Doug. Doug, go ahead, sir.
Hear me okay, John?
Yes, we can.
Very good. Collin, well done today. Just kind of along those lines, we're 14 months out of Cal. You're now 3 tour wins. You're a major champion, number 5 in the world. That puts you among the elite. Do you feel like one of the elite players? Did you feel that way before you even won today, or do you even think of yourself in those terms?
Yeah, I think when I play my best, I'm able to compete and if not, beat these guys when I'm playing really well. I think, there's like this brotherhood. There's a family of professional golf. and all these guys, you see their groups, you see the guys that they're playing their practice rounds with. And, I've got my young guys with, Wolf, Victor, Scotty, Cam, Joaquin, whatever it is. And, but I wouldn't say, I'm as close to, those guys as some of the guys out here that have been able to play and travel for years on end now, So do I feel like I'm a part of that group? Yeah. Do I feel like I'm going to start playing practice rounds with them just because I'm part of this group? No, because, I have my own group. I want to go out and have fun and do my own thing. Just because I'm sitting near the rankings with these guys doesn't mean I'm going to start playing every single practice round with them. It's cool to play practice rounds with these guys because I learned so much, just how they think. I don't have to ask a bunch of questions, but just watching, even Steve Stricker this week, just how he goes around the practice round, how he chips, how he putts. I'm always trying to pick up on what these best players do and what makes them so great, because who knows what I'm going to figure out. Who knows what's going to click in my head to work for the week or the next year, whatever it is.
Thanks. Terrific stuff today.
Was there any point today where you felt nervous or your mind drifted a little and you had to bring yourself back in? Anything like that during the course of the round?
Beautiful Dodgers hat, even though they lost yesterday.
Won today.
They won today. Yeah. Good. I love to hear that. I think after the 16 tee, having whatever it was, 6, 7, 8 feet, I had to make it. I didn't have to make it, but it was one that was really going to turn the tables on everyone else in the field. And that's why I brought JJ in to add a little more sense of comfort. Did I feel nervous? I mean, yeah, there's going to be nerves running through there, but can I channel that into, excitement? Can I channel that into focus? And I think I did a really good job today, especially coming down the stretch. Having him in, to read the putt just gave me an extra couple seconds to kind of get in my own head and really focus on the putt. And talking things out sometimes helps. So I was able to talk those out about what the line was, what everything, how we were going to feel this putt. And, I think touching on that, I think that's something that I'm going to remember and use for the future coming down the stretch, whether I have a lead or whether I'm one back or tied for the lead, is just being able to communicate. Because sometimes when you're kind of stuck inside yourself, who knows what's going on.
All right, we're going to zoom out to Rex. Rex, you're up, sir.
Congratulations, Collin. Did you have a chance to look at any leaderboards out there, especially on the back nine, when I think at one point there were 7 people tied for the lead? And did it ever cross your mind that maybe I have to do something special to break out of this, or did you just stick with your game plan all along?
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of both there. I definitely looked at the leaderboard. I saw in 12 when we were all having a party at 10 under. Who's going to break out? Who's going to be the oddball out to separate themselves? And I hit a really good drive on 12. Not a great approach shot, made up and down. Hit a good drive on 13. And at that point, I knew someone was going to have to break out. Does that mean I'm going to change my game plan? No. I went for 16. What was it, Friday? I think they moved it up. So I went for 16. So it's not like that game plan changed, whether I was going to go for it. But, I had to step up and be fully committed that I was going to hit driver, not be like, okay, if I hit driver, this could end up here, this could end up there. We can chip out, make par, whatever it is. I had to be fully committed. And, I think that's why I played 14 at Muirfield so well. It's because I had to be fully committed. There's water on your right. There's a hazard on the left on 16, but that's pretty far away. And I just had to be fully committed. And JJ asked me, are you sure? Is this what you want to do? I'm like, yes, this is a driver. This is perfect. And stepped up, hit a really good drive. And, obviously it ended up where it did and made the putt.
All right, let's zoom out to Rico. You are up, my friend. Go ahead.
Hi, Collin. Congratulations. And this is, if you're aware, this is really big news in Japan because obviously your first name tells you're part of Japanese. And I just want to ask you what kind of relationship you have with Japanese, Japan, and what's your family history, who came here the first and stuff like that, if you know.
Yeah, I'm half Japanese, half Chinese. My mom's Chinese, my dad's Japanese. I'm about 3rd, 4th generation on my dad's side. So, family ties back to Japan, I really, unfortunately, I can't say I have many, if any. But, being able to go back to Japan, I went with my family, I don't know, 3-4 winters ago, and then going back for Zozo this past fall. It's special and it means a lot. And going back there, I feel like this is just, it's home, even though, it was never home for my dad, it was never home for my grandparents. All my grandparents or my cousins and everyone on my dad's side, they all live in Hawaii, and they've been there for a while. But going back to Japan, I love it. My girlfriend loves it. I love it. Obviously, the food is, I think, the best in the world, and man, am I hungry. I love my food. But, I hope I do, I'm able to go back to Japan again. Who knows when, but, when everything's safe.
Okay,
And
right.
yeah.
What'd you have for dinner last night? You told us about the big dinner.
I had,
it obviously
she
thrust
would
you
know
forward.
this. I had udon, which is a Japanese noodle.
Japanese.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we know. Let's go to Dan Moriarty. We probably have time for 2 or 3 more questions. Dan, go ahead, sir.
Congrats, Collin. Only Rory McIlroy and Jack Nicklaus were younger than you to win the PGA Championship during the stroke play era. What does it mean to you to join that list?
It's great company. It's been crazy because this entire start of my professional career, I see all the things comparing to Tiger and doing all this, and Tiger's on a completely different level. I think we all know that. But anytime you're in the conversation of the greats, Jack, Rory, Tiger, no matter who it is, if you're in that conversation, you're doing something well. So to know that, what I've done, what I did my 4 years in college, was obviously worth it. But there's just that extra sense of feeling good in my heart, to finish out, get my business degree, graduate, come out here knowing I'm prepared, and knowing that it's possible. When you feel you're ready, you're ready. But to be in the conversation with those guys, it's very special. I'm ready for the next.
Ron, it's got to be a quick one here.
Yes, sir. Just on that history theme, Harding Park is produced by Nelson, Gary Player, Billy Casper, Tiger, Rory, this great list of winners. How much significance is there, in that history? And why do you think Harding has produced such great winners over the years?
Yeah, it's really cool. Look at the golf course. This is TPC Harding Park is now one of my favorites in the Bay. I'll be honest, when playing it through college, it probably wasn't my favorite. I don't think I ever played extremely well. Everyone just kind of shot around even, and we drove back to the campus and got our night in. But it shows the quality of golf course. I think because no one's separated, but if you look at the end leaderboard, the players and the quality of players and the players that that have won majors, that haven't won majors, they are all there. It brings all the best players and who's playing really well together. So it shows you this is a very good course. I'm happy to come out on top.
All right. Last question for you. You just won the PGA Championship, so we'd be remiss if we didn't ask you a little bit about your relationship with your coach, Rick Sessinghaus, and talk about how long you've been with him, the rapport between you two, and what you guys kind of focused on maybe a month ago or in the last few weeks as you got ready for the first major this season.
So, I'm 23. I first started working with Rick, I think around 8. So it's been 15 years. And I've been so lucky. He's not just a coach. He's a great friend. He's a mental coach. But, you talk about a person that knows what to say, when to say it, and how to say it. He's your guy. So, thank you, Rick, for everything. It's been a crazy road. We've only been climbing up so far, and why not keep going up? But I'm so happy he was here. He went home Friday. Him and my agent went home back to LA, and they drove up early this morning. I'm very happy. I almost questioned why they drove up, but it's really special to have him. For 15 years. And there's so much for us to keep learning, and I think that's what's cool is that I love to learn. He loves probably learning even more than me. But what did we work on over the past month? It's just continuing things that we've done really well and figuring out things that we didn't. Putting was huge. I credit JJ a lot for what we changed in the putting. But Rick, just to keep things. I had him come at work day. I saw him right before I left for the first event back at Colonial. I had him come out at work day though. That was the first week he was out, and it was feeling all right. And then we went to go hit balls Wednesday afternoon after I finished practicing, and I normally don't do that. And that's when things clicked.
Yeah.
He said one thing about just the way, I turn and rotate through my backswing that I had done before. And that's what you need as a coach. You need something that he knows what to say, things that maybe he said before, but maybe, I just need to hear it again. Every week is different. You remember things, you don't remember things. So it clicked, and it's still working.
Well, this week clicked, and we appreciate you being with us, and congratulations on a really memorable PGA Championship. And